everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with, is it day number 18? Yes, with Junk Journal January, and our prompt today is borders, and I'm a little bit crammed because I have all this big stuff here on my desk. So borders got me thinking about frames, borders, frames, you know. It also got me thinking about how I wish the world had no borders at all, and we could all just run freely and live peacefully and run around together and have an awesome life. But that being said, we need to focus on this for now. So some time ago, this is going to come in later, but some time ago I went to my local recycling store. It's not a store, it's like a recycling center, and they sell things, so I guess it is a store. And they were clearing out framed art because they just had way too much. There were all these big clunky frames everywhere, and like half of this one aisle was just subterfuged in like framed art. I mean, very similar to what my house is, to be honest. I have so much framed art in my house. I buy framed art at thrift stores for one of two reasons. One, because I've identified it as something with value. Two, it has an amazing frame, like an old antique frame. Or three, I just really love the art on the inside. So this time, because it was like they were giving it away for free. Did I say that? I think I didn't. They were giving it away for free. They were just like, please take art. So I was like, okay. So like I got a few nice frames and a few actually valuable pieces of local art. And then the rest of it was just kind of like things that I could see using. Like, these are nice images. So I think what I want to do today is try to use some of this stuff up, because I've had these great big pieces like hanging around. I have this like plastic bin that I keep underneath one of my desks here in the studio, and it's just rammed with like big things. So let's cut these down to tag sized, and I felt like this was a good inspiration, kind of, because this is framed art, and the, you know, it's like borders is our theme, and it's like a border and a frame are kind of the same thing. So I want to cut these down into just nice kind of captures, right? And try to get as many as I can. I think 3 is a good number for this one. And we'll cut them down to reasonable sizes. This has a really nice weight to it. It's already backed. It's watercolor paper. And it's a nice pen and ink sketch. Probably a local artist. But one can only house so much art, and my walls are quite full. In fact, I have a few boxes of extra things that I need to figure out. So that's that one. Now we have an iris that's just so pretty, and I think I can get 2 pieces out of this. So I'm just going to kind of, whoops, cut it here, and then maybe here. Think. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. This and this can go in scrap. That. Yeah, okay. That can go in scraps. They'll be nice backgrounds regardless. And then we have this chalk, and it has been sealed, so I'm not too worried about like it spreading around, but I know I need to trim the top. This here, I think I'm going to cut it down the center, because you can still get the understanding that it's a flower, you know, even if it's not a whole flower, and then we can get 2 pieces out of it, because these leaves are so pretty. I want to kind of try to retain them a little bit. And then I have this huge piece. I'm going to have to cut this down by hand, and it is birds. And this is, I think, yeah, this is a Glenn Lotz print of cardinals. So let's just try to cut some of this excess paper away. And I feel like I know I'm not going to be able to keep their tails. So this will go into the scrap for backing things. Some of it anyway. Use those. I've had the busiest day. I worked so solidly today. I did not even look up all day. It was crazy. And then I had this guy like calling me like after work hours to bug me about something, but I couldn't talk to him because I was at swimming. And people, I don't know. I think I'm done today with peopling. I've done enough peopling. Okay. This guy. Good. And then his lady friend. She's so beautiful. How did this go? Like this? Or like this? Yeah, like this. Yeah, we're going to have to lose some of the body because let's try to cut down that side. And then we got to straighten the bottom out. And we'll go to here, I think. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the cutting. Now I need to cut this into a few strips. Now this is a project, it would be really good to use your already cut out strips if you have some. I need to make some for this project because we're going to be doing... Oh, I scared myself. My thumb did not get cut off, but I felt like it was going to. Sorry, Mary Ellen, if you're watching. I will slow down. Okay. Let's say that that's going to be good for now. We'll set this bad boy aside before I cut off an appendage here. Alrighty. So now... these, excitingly enough, I think only the black ones will need a backing. Let's just start by doing that real quick and get it out of the way. I'm going to use the existing paper to do the backing. So tell me how you're doing. Leave me a little message and let me know, are you freezing? Are you cold? I'm feeling for not only those of us who are in these minus temperatures. I'm actually kind of happy that we're there despite not really loving it. I'm glad because environmentally speaking, we absolutely need to be in that place. But for those of you who are getting unexpected weather, if you live in like Florida or Arkansas or, you know, any of these, like Tennessee, I think also maybe is having some unexpected weather. Yeah, and I know like it's a little hard when, well, not a little hard, a lot hard when you live somewhere that's getting winter snow especially, and there aren't any, you know, like ways to clean it up. So you're kind of stuck because where you live doesn't normally get that kind of weather. So you don't have all the stuff that we have in this climate to be able to clean up snow and ice and salt things. And yeah, so I hope you are all doing okay and that you're staying warm and you've got good food and water access and that your heat is working and nothing's going cuckoo. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that you have to think about in these climate change kind of times. Unexpected weather is one of the biggest things about a warming planet, right? So, okay, these are all cut out. Am I getting covered in chalk a little bit? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to seal these again. I know they were sealed. I could feel the sealant on them, but I think I'll probably put some hairspray on them. But for now, let's just get the job done here. I promised my daughter tonight that we could have a movie night. We're going to watch I got the Trolls movie, the newer one. Well, I got the 3-pack of Trolls movies because my kids like the Trolls movies. They're very musical in nature, and although I'm not a fan of Justin Timberlake at all as a person, don't like him, but the movie itself is really good, and there's a lot of other stars in it that are, really good. And so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. She told her dad, who hasn't seen the film. We saw it in the theater, me and her. Tonight we're in the car on the way back from swimming, and she was telling him, you're going to pass out. You're going to love this movie so much. It's going to knock you over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so a 7-year-old. I said, I'm going to get you your own Letterboxd account so that you can, do your own movie reviews, because that was a pretty big endorsement for Trolls. Love her. She's such a comedian. It's really funny. So, as I'm sure most of you are aware, when you have kids in the school system, you can't send them to school with any nut-based products because of allergies. And so some schools have a rule about these nut-free butters, Wow Butter being the probably most popular one. It's a soy-based product that tastes a little like peanut butter, but a little roastier, and to me it tastes very soybeany, but my daughter doesn't mind it. She actually thinks it's good, so from time to time she has it, but mostly what I give her when I make her sandwiches is jam, jellies, and there's this product called Biscoff. It's like a cookie kind of butter, but it's not like that really sweet cookie butter. It's more of a European product, and it's almost like tea cookies that have been kind of mashed into a paste, but it's creamy. It's got some fat content to it. So, and it doesn't taste like soy. So she likes it, and so she's in this whole weird stage of life where she likes eating the things that you put inside a sandwich, like different meats and cheese, but she doesn't want it in a sandwich. So I am so limited with what kind of sandwiches to give her. So a lot of times I give her hot lunches, but yeah, when she does want a sandwich, it's challenging. That being said, what I'm going to do with this is we're going to create bordered frames around all of this art. Okay, so I'm just going to go, one section at a time, and then we're going to cut it off. I'll show you. So we'll just go right up here, and this is my border or frame, and I like that it's wood print. And we'll come to the back and cut it off. Then this makes me think of how bad I am at doing that stuff that you put the cord around. Ugh, my angles are terrible. I'm not good at that kind of thing. I don't have the brain for it. I'm always like, Dad. He has a miter saw. He knows how to do all that stuff. I'm like, oh gosh. I would just butt it up against each other square because I'm too confused by how to do it properly. Tell me if you've ever had to do quarter round and how it went for you, because I am not good. Okay, so that's the first strip pretty much used up. I don't know if I have enough. Probably not. No, not quite. Almost. That's okay. We'll move on to the next one. And I had fun with the kids at the swimming. My son is in his first level of swimming lessons, and it's they basically keep them on this little platform to get them used to the water. And I thought because it was his first level of swimming lessons that I'd put him in on the first level, but I feel like I probably should have put him at a higher level because he's used to being in that pool and he can touch the ground and he's used to having kind of his free reign of the shallow end, whereas most of the other kids there, I think they've never been in water, like in a pool before, even though they're his same age. Yeah, it's a little tricky to get him to embrace the idea that he has to stay in this little, like, this little baby cage. It's like a little platform and they've got like PVC kind of pipe gates around it, because some of the kids, that when they start out, they're not tall enough to touch the ground. And so I talked to the instructors tonight and they're like, well, you know, it's okay. We'll try to work it out, you know, because he would keep leaving the platform when the teacher was working with one of the other kids. And so they told me if I would like to, either my husband or we can go in the water with him and just kind of be like a back seat to the teacher. Okay, so there's the frame. That's really cute. I like that idea. So I said to my husband, like, I'm the kind of person who like never wants to make a stink, right? I don't want to like cause a hullabaloo. And so I said, like, you know, do you want to go in or do you want me to go in? So he's like, oh, I'll go in with him today. I'm like, okay. So I said, like, let's try to take a back seat though, because the whole reason we're doing this is about him having more structured play, because he hasn't experienced a lot of group structured play at this age yet. Like, he goes to a play group, but it's free play. It's like, you know, child led, whereas in an environment where you're being taught something, you have to listen, right? You have to be, you know, reasonable. So it's a little challenging for sure, but he did really good tonight. He listened and he did some things he's never done before. Like, he allowed the teacher to put him on his back while she supported him, and he kicked his feet and he was totally cool with it. Like, he never really wants to do that with me at the pool. Like, he's like cautious about it, but I think because it was a different voice, like, a lot of kids really want to impress people that, you know, aren't their safe person, like their parents. Like, they act a little differently. So yeah, he did really good. And she's a really nice young girl. She's this is her first time teaching. So the other thing that the supervisor said to me tonight, because like I talked to him and said, like, are we okay? Like, I don't want to drive you guys bananas, you know, if this isn't working, whatever. And he was like, no, it's fine. He's like, honestly, it's nice that like your husband's in the water, because she's a new teacher and she could really use like the support in general. So I was like, oh, totally. Like, you know, we love that kind of thing. That's gotta be engaged parents. So we're doing a little extra to just sort of help out. Like, I stay by the exit of the pool in case he decides he wants to get out, because he's a little bit of a flight risk. Not a lot. Like, he does listen, but he will try to get out because he wants to go in the hot tub, because it's a little bit, because he's been there, so he feels like he knows all the things that he can do. So yeah, but I'm happy with it. It's nice that he's in swimming classes. My daughter is a fish now, and she's just doing so well. She's doing drills tonight, and I just kept hearing the teacher shout her name when it was her turn to go, and I got to watch her do all her drills, kind of like swimming in different ways across the whole pool. So yeah. Okay. I didn't get to do much of anything creative today. I'm trying to get caught up. I'm working on a new journal. I'll show it to you real quick. It is a beautiful book. It's this. It's Opening a Chestnut Burr. It's a lovely old book. It is from... Does it have the date here? Maybe not. It's old though. It's turn of the century. Beautiful book. So I just have like been working on like the signatures for it. It's going to be a really beautiful book, I think. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get some time to work on that, as well as to get some time to spin, because that is an ongoing challenge. And I am also trying to finish the second sock for my daughter of this pair of socks that I started knitting for her for Christmas. Well, not Christmas, just kind of winter. I don't usually try to set any knitting related goals for myself right now because I don't have enough time of my own to commit to things. Also, I don't like to really knit for anybody but myself or my kids, so I don't get myself into too many pickles. And I also would love to get started on, I haven't started on the Anne Brooke 52 flags yet this week, and I need to do that. Maybe I'll get some time tomorrow morning to do that. I'm thinking also of taking the kids tobogganing tomorrow, so that might be on the agenda too. I need more hours. I need way more hours in the day. Or I just need to retire. I need to find that magic person that just wants to be like, if you do this, you don't have to go to work anymore and you can just hang out with kids, pet puppies, do art, and spread rainbows if possible. We need more rainbows right now. I'm feeling very stressed out about the news of everything going on, especially Palestine. It's really breaking my heart a lot. I have followed since the beginning of this horrific situation. I followed this woman who is a reporter in Palestine, and she goes by Wizard Bison, Bisan, on Instagram. Possibly if you're engaged in this topic, you follow her too. And I think, like a lot of people, she's really endeared to my heart. Her and another reporter who goes by Motaz. I watch every day their experience, and over the last couple of days, like beginning with the 103rd day, the internet connection in Gaza is like essentially not functioning, where some of them are. So, they've gone dark. And also my son made a video that said that this may be her last video. She doesn't know if she will survive this, and I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how to deal with it. Mentally, it's really bothering me, and I know I'm not alone, and also my mental struggle is nothing at all in comparison to what she's dealing with. But if you are hurting because of these things, just know you're not alone. I am right there with you. And I just wish that this whole thing would stop immediately. It's just making me very, very a lot of things, but I feel like I keep going from sadness to anger to just complete and utter disbelief to just anger at a capitalist system who doesn't care about human life, and people who think that, all the land belongs to them and all of it. It's just a lot. It's obviously a lot of histrionics and all sorts of opinions and all that, but at the end of the day, for me, it's just literally about stop killing people, stop killing kids. So yeah, I don't typically share my feelings here, and I'm not usually a political person here, but for me, honestly, none of this is about politics at this point. It's about just wanting everyone to be okay. And I think regardless of your beliefs in whatever, probably most of the people that hang out here with me are the same, and that would be their wish too. Because I think that, on the most part, shared progress is sort of what makes us human, right? Wanting the best for everybody else. It's like that whole statement that, you know, there is no freedom until all of us are free. It's extremely true. So yeah. But I also think, you know, we have to do things like to cope, to keep going, to keep talking about it, to keep supporting people. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm talking about this a little bit here. And if any of this is offensive to you, I think I would just ask you to please hold your tongue, that I don't think I can respond to any kind of critics of my feelings on this at the moment. So I probably won't. I will probably just remove the comment. Just because, you know what? We all have to have some kind of boundaries, right? That's what we do. We live our lives and we share what we want to, and we're allowed to do that. Oh, these cardinals are so pretty. I love cardinals so much, especially, like, I know the male is the flashy one, but like I love the subtle beautifulness of the female cardinal. The like little, like kind of heathery tone of their feathers, and you know how they have a little bit of a pinky shade to them. Oh, they're so pretty. My friend, she has one of the Bird Buddy cameras. In fact, she's the one who got the one for my kiddos for their birthdays, and she gets a lot of cardinals, and it's so cute because she was sharing like video the other day of the cardinals at her bird feeder, and it seems like what happens is the male comes to the bird feeder first, and then it's like he tells the female about it, like, oh, the food's out, and then like she'll come after him. I think they kind of probably watch each other, like, you know, for safety and numbers kind of reasons. It's pretty cute. My backyard this morning was just completely full of little chubby dark-eyed juncos. They were very happy to have the food out. We haven't had the camera on though, or I'd be sharing some video, because it's just been a little too cold. So they recommend with the battery in the camera on the bird feeder that I think if it's -4 or under, you should bring it in, because it will sort of tax the battery like any battery. You want to protect your battery. So I haven't had it out. Keep it in until it just warms up a little bit, but we keep food out there because I know the birds need the calories. It's cold. So they were very chunky looking sitting out there today. It was so cute. My son was watching them from the window, and then we have all these chubby little squirrels because we put little treats out for the squirrels at times too. And they all look very well fed, healthy. So cute. But I'm hoping to get out and do something tomorrow. I did a little bit of thrifting today. I found like some really nice like clothes for the kids, like designer kids kind of stuff. It was kind of surprising. I found 2 really beautiful sweaters for my daughter, like these very floral and almost sculptural kind of crochet and knit kind of sweaters. One's from Zara, but like it's really pretty, and it still had the tags on, and I was like, okay. And then my son, when we were at one of the thrift stores that's a local charity that supports our homeless community. He went behind the counter and he sat on the stool with where the guy was working, because my son is what I call aggressively affectionate. He's a very like excited little boy who just wants to like be around everybody. And so he went back there, and it was funny because I was like, come on, like, come out of there. And the guy was like, oh, it's okay. We're a volunteer run organization. You just let me know how many hours he can do and I'm okay with it. It's like, okay. He liked it. I was talking to my girlfriend in Tennessee today, and She was telling me how cold she was. She's like, I think it's 2 degrees or something. And or like higher than that, actually. I think it was maybe 12 degrees. And she was talking about needing to have like leggings and stuff. And I was having such a laugh. I'm like, oh girl, wait until you come visit me. But again, it's that whole thing about like not being used to the weather. The weather is just one of those topics, I think. It just allows people to like, you know, break the news or like break the ice rather. I always tease my mother about talking about the weather. I'm like, you've become one of those old people who always talks about the weather, and like I'm like, you're like that Randy Travis song. Like I'm not a fan at all of country music, like modern country music from, you know, probably the 80s onward. I want nothing to do with country music. And so my mother, she went through this hilarious, my parents both went through this phase in I guess it was the 90s, like when country music was like its tackiest, and like there were those country music TV channels like CMT and like TNN, and like we just sort of like, we didn't have cable where I lived for a long time because I lived in a little village growing up, and like there just wasn't like the access to that kind of thing. And then when we got it, like my parents got into like watching country music videos, and it was so painfully awful, and I was like, oh, I hate this. And so my mom liked Randy Travis. So like I always tease her about that song, like, and there's like that line that's like, as long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old ladies will sit and talk about old men or something. I don't know, some kind of weird wholesome thing. And so I told her, like, that's what you become. You're in the Randy Travis video now. But honestly, my husband's dad is much worse. He's like obsessed with the weather. Like he doesn't do anything in life without like the weather. I'm like, you don't live in like Alaska or like Newfoundland or something, you know, come on. Oh, it's funny. It's actually something I kind of love about people, are the things that make them comedically quirky, you know, like when I talk about it, it's not to make fun of them. It's to like kind of just see that endearing spirit of like a thing that doesn't really matter to anyone else mattering a lot to them. And we all have that, right? Like, it's very cute. It's like kind of what, again, makes us human. Very, very cute. Okay, I totally like this process. It's quite relaxing. Just framing little, you know, you could do this with magazine images too. Be really nice, especially if it was like a busy image and the paper was shiny and you wanted to kind of tone it down and make it seem like special. Yeah, I like it. Now I may have cut too close here, so I'm gonna have to go half the width on this one. So I'm gonna just, at the back, I'm only gonna do half so that I don't cut off her little beak. Here we go. This will be a little thinner. I have such a stuffy nose today. I'm sorry if I sound like even more nasally. I've been nasally for a while. I've just had a stuffy nose for so long now, and I don't know why. I'm like not sick, I just have a stuffy nose. It's very like reminiscent of seasonal allergies, but I don't think it really can be at this stage of winter, and I don't think there's a lot of allergens in my house. I was thinking about that this morning, talking to my husband. I'm like, do you think we have like allergens in the house? And I don't think more than normal. Although almost everybody I talk to is talking about how like they've had a cold sort of thing that's hung around forever and ever. Like I was watching a video on online, this guy was in like Manhattan, and he was saying like, everybody in Manhattan is coughing. What is going on? Like, it's not a serious cough. It's like a light kind of dry cough. Like, what is this thing? Just like, yeah, you know, I'm hearing a lot of coughing too, like light dry coughing. But maybe it's just the new normal. I don't know. Oh, we need a few more of those little strips. So I have to say, during this month of like working on Junk Journal January, I have been like using up a lot of things, and I'm really happy about that. I also hadn't really been doing much thrifting. The last 2 weeks, like I have had this past week I had a thrift haul video, but it was from probably 2 to 3 weeks of thrifting, not very often. And then this week I will have a thrift haul video, like this upcoming week, because I got some stuff today, because I'm actually looking for 2 things. So I went through the organizational steps with my die cuts to like buy those magnet sheets and the little folders to put them in, the little plastic ones, and it's actually really nice. I'm like, okay, I totally get it now. So I just got them on Amazon. I couldn't find them anywhere else actually, and so yeah, I think that's going to be nice. But now I need to find a wooden box to put them in, because I want them to stand upright. So I was looking for a thrifted wooden box, did not find one. And then I'm also looking for like a firm, kind of thick basket for my son's marble run set thing, because like it has 8 million pieces, and I sort of cheaped out and bought like a dollar store tub to keep it in, and of course it's now falling apart, and I'm kicking myself going, you know, you bought this crummy plastic thing that now is just going to be essentially garbage. It's like, you know, I'll recycle it, but how much of it will get recycled, I don't know that. So yeah, we won't make that mistake again. Don't buy those crummy dollar store bins where the plastic is so thin and terrible. Just buy something that's like a basket or wood, preferably a wood crate. That would be better. So yeah, I have made a conscious like note to myself, don't buy plastic anymore. Unless it's for something like, you know, like it's a quality tote that you need for storage or travel or something like that. But we already have those. I don't need more of them. So yeah, sometimes you just got to give yourself a little bit of a talking to about plastics. And that's what I'm doing. No more. Right. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. I had this piece of paper out actually the other day, I think, for a project, and then it didn't get used. So it was just sort of sitting on the top of the pile, and I got this idea in my head, like what I do when I do these like daily kind of challenges for videos is the night before the next day, like tomorrow, oh excuse me, it's interactive. Oh, we have to think about that. I think about it at night when I'm going to bed, and it just helps me sleep, and I just have these creative ideas in my brain as I'm falling asleep, and it's really nice. And yeah, and then in the morning I get up and go, okay, I think I have a plan. Last night I was falling asleep. I was watching Shell's Creative Chaos, and her beautiful new journal that is like a bookish journal. And then after that I have like an autoplay kind of on YouTube, and I set a timer so when I fall asleep I just fall asleep. And then I watched Mary Ellen and her Junk Journal January for yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, So I think we're done. What did we do? What did we make? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like these. They look nice together too. Kind of reminds me of those houses that are like white paint and brown framing, like all of them hanging out together reminds me of those houses. I forget what those are called, but they're always quite charming to see in like a small town. Anyhow, that is my blurb and my work for today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're safe and I hope you're warm. And until I talk to you again, take care. Bye for now.